What is going on, Merlin Empire? Here, guys, to give you a video. Today's topic is on a movie that get out the elephant out of the room and all that. Could be a very controversial movie. It just really all depends and all. But I really wanted to see it because of just this filmmaker. I saw Paul Thomas Anderson's Licorice Pizza. He's a really good director and all that. He usually knows how to direct his actors really well. You know, incredible filmmaker in the sense of from Boogie Nights, There Will Be, Blood and all that. Just now, Licorice Pizza is a follow-up movie from Phantom Thread. I thought he would have had something else in between that, but Phantom Thread is the last one he did. So yeah, Licorice Pizza. It's been a long few years. Long few years in a certain point of view when you look at it. But now this is his follow-up and all that, and this centers on a sort of kind of relationship between a boy and a girl. Girl comes to the boy's school. The boy, is a little player, wants to kind of ask her out and all. And between all that, they kind of want each other. They don't want each other and all that. And he tells him that he's an actor and all. And it's just a kind of like that's a little piece of life with relationships between a guy and a girl wanting each other. They don't want each other. They have little scenarios that play out throughout the whole movie. Kind of gives their stories to go separate, but then they come back to one another. It's that kind of film, that kind of relationship and all. But there is a little thing that I know a lot of people kept saying how there's an age gap between them, and just how that maybe doesn't stick by and all. That's not really cool. I don't want to shy away from that. It is something that is not an easy topic and all. And it's truly understandable that people maybe don't like this movie and don't want to see it in that. Honestly, everybody has their own opinion, and again, like everybody has their own opinion. Just how insensitive things might be and all that. I still had a great time with this movie. I still really enjoyed the movie. I liked what Paul Thomas Henderson most of the time really crafted, and I liked that at the heart of how this film was of these two characters liking one another. I like that whole they're playing hard to get kind of relationship, and what a lot what they go through and all, and just seeing also the campiness. And I like how the comedy's not on the nose, but I like how it was a nice little kind of comedy feel and all that. Seeing them get through adventures and all that, have cameo kind of almost like performances from like Sean Penn, Bradley Cooper, Benny Safdie of the Safdie brothers kind of come in and intertwine with all these characters and all. You really like their chemistry because just how innocent it is. Ironically, it just, I know there's that thing, but just seeing them feel like they do care for one another, and just having them kind of like, because it's also based on a true story, so you can kind of influence a bit of how Gary, played by Cooper Hoffman, how this kind of, it's a bit of both of their eyes, but how he has his life and all, and how she kind of is still her own person, and seeing how their likabilities kind of clash one another, seeing how much they do care and all, and just having them be like these people that have a lot in their plates, but at the end of the day still be into each other and all that. He's an actor and all that. She it's ironic. She's a performer in real life, and her family is in this movie. But yeah, she's just more like trying to get herself, gigs and all. They really do want to care about one another and all that, and have time. But every time they try to prove that they don't care, and then they do care. I like that awkward kind of tension and all that. Just it feels very fun. I liked it, the likability and all. They are what they work the best parts of this movie. What I think maybe doesn't suffer, but it's more what doesn't work. What you want to see more of is, I want to see more of their chemistry, their friendship, relationship come back together when they are off doing side gigs, because they each have their own kind of missions they have to do, but then they come back and they kind of care. That is what it works best. That's when I like the movies more. I did like the whole Bradley Cooper skit. Bradley Cooper skit was kind of very awkward but funny and all, and it builds up for a great scene and all. And seeing them, seeing how how mature but not mature these people are. It just feels like it is a slice of how like life was, and I wonder if that's what the director was intending on it. I understand from a certain way how the film is crafted and all, and that's how I enjoyed it. Really, though, and the whole premise of having them, have this age gap, that's not alright. Just seeing that maybe that's how life was, I enjoyed it from sort of that kind of context and all. And there are some other things in this movie you want to think, I'm like, yeah, maybe that was a bit too far. Or why are we kind of bringing this kind of trope back and all? And it builds for basically a very not so unanimous kind of reaction. I'm not sure if that's what Paul Thomas Anderson wanted, but just seeing though from the film itself how all these kids get into these adventures and all that, and seeing how just the way it goes with like this group of people getting through businesses, and then kind of doing like just these kind of situations where they get people involved and all. It's all fun. It just all feels like it's from this whole PTA universe. Like PTA has assembled his own kind of universe, and this fits in that kind of narrative. But like I said, everybody has their opinions. They might not digest everything the same way. This was my form of digestion. I enjoyed it still as a film itself, and how it made me look like this was a look of how like life was, because that's how it is. This really isn't shot in modern day and all, which I liked how they used that. Yeah, they made it look like it was like that. I think they shot it in film because it looked like it was film and all. And I love that PTA really used cinematography in this. He did a good job helming it and all, and then just giving them kind of, when this is a lot of just dialogue and all that. This it really utilizes how the camera likes to kind of keep it refreshing. When you need to do that kind of thing, I like they can kind of do that to kind of keep not the audience bored from just seeing a lot of talking, and just seeing what a lot of these people and all these people get into. It just feels like maybe you can kind of out and relate to it in some sort of way. But it's a fine line you have to walk. It's a slippery slope and all. I'm judging it from the way I enjoyed the film, and I like that. It still gave me a fun time with the film, and it gave me a nice little adventure with all these people, particularly those two. I like that their chemistry did work. There's that elephant in the room. Don't get me wrong, the elephant in the room's in there, but I like that they did show that how much this kind of like faith and love really just kind of always comes back to and just throughout all that, other things that could have been better, sure, but I still like then, though, that everything always adds up to a reason why they are with each other and all. But I get it, not everybody likes this movie. Let me know how it just didn't work. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it from just the film side of how everything was crafted and all. And just these two main actors, when they're not together, has its cons, but it's not bad. When they're together, I think that's the best time of the pros for the film. And I did like how it made me believe like they truly cared. All these characters really did a great, job of just, being a good time and all that. I had a good time with the characters. So all this in the comments below, guys. And as always, rule an empire, laugh, smile,